Hello and welcome to Joroukas Infusion, where we infuse the shared joy of creativity and innovation into our everyday meals. And whether you are a member of the squad, or you're a returning visitor, or you're just passing by, I would like to invite you to stay a while with me as we dive into today's recipe. And today we are making Nigerian Party Jollof Rice. I made this jollof rice on Saturday and I wanted to share some of it with our security men and some of the people that get things running in the house. So I thought, why not share this beautiful, delicious recipe with my people? Come along with me. Alright, friends, let's get started. So, here I got my sister Emma to help me wash the rice, and she's going to wash this rice about 8 times. So now while the rice is washing, I am going to go ahead and start, while she's washing the rice, I will go ahead and start working on my protein, and I am using chicken for this recipe. So here is my chicken is frozen, but I am going to marinate it. So I have washed it and put it in a pot like this. So for our marination, we are going to be needing the following: some chili peppers, scallions, black pepper, ginger, garlic, scotch bonnet peppers, and some onions. So I have washed them thoroughly already, and I am going to go ahead and blend them. So back to our rice. Emma has washed this rice and she has washed all the starch out. The water is sparkling clean like this, so you know that your rice is ready. So we're going to strain it and leave it in the strainer, and it will soften the rice as well. This makes for a perfect jollof rice that doesn't stick together and it cooks nicely as well. So next I'm going to go ahead and blend my ingredients for my chicken marinade, and we're going to light our fire on our stove, and we're going to go ahead and start cooking our chicken. All right, friends, so here I poured all of this blended goodness and it's smelling absolutely amazing. That's what crushed black pepper does to your dish. It's so good. So I'm going to go ahead and season with some thyme, and I used a generous amount for this, and I am seasoning with some nor cubes. I'm going to add salt to taste. So I'm just going to give this a stir. The chicken is not moving because I brought it out from the deep freezer and some parts are still frozen. But no worries, it will dissolve as it cooks. So I think I'll need some salt for this recipe. So I'm going to go ahead and add some salt. Keep watching as you see this beautiful jollof rice come together. So here are all the other ingredients I will be using, and I will introduce you to them one after the other as we cook together. Okay, so I got all of my peppers. So I use Tatashe, that's our long sweet pepper in Nigeria, some tomatoes, a lot of tomatoes, actually a lot of tatashe, and then some scotch bonnet peppers in moderation according to the heat you can tolerate. And then I got some tin tomatoes. I had blended my peppers already and set aside. I forgot to take a footage of the raw tomatoes so you have an idea. I'm going to be using nutmeg for this recipe, some bay leaves, some fried rice spice, and then I'm using some rosemary. Rosemary is going to just elevate the flavor and aroma of this jollof rice. I have my curry powder, and the jollof rice spice is completely optional. If you do not know where to find it, your jollof rice will still be fine without it. And of course, more thyme and a lot of onions. So while our chicken is cooking and our rice has been washed and set aside and is getting soft as it drains away, we are going to go ahead and cut up our onions. marinating this chicken as I'm cutting these onions. Oh, the aroma permeating the air in my house at the moment is just divine. So here are all our onions cut up, and we have gone back to our chicken. And our chicken is well cooked and well seasoned. And I'm going to extract this chicken and fry and set aside. Now the stock, the broth, I'm not saving that. I'm using all of that goodness in my jollof rice. Now it's time to assemble this pot of deliciousness. Nigerian jollof rice, Nigerian party jollof rice, Ghanaian jollof rice. There's been this controversy about it, but I don't know. I've never tried Ghanaian jollof rice. I hope to do so one day, and I will be the judge for myself. I don't want nobody judging for me. So I had already added some vegetable oils, and I love to use vegetable oil that I have fried chicken in it for my jollof rice. And this is my jollof rice pot. Any day, anytime. So in there, I went in with all of my onions, and I added some bay leaves, and I added my rosemary at this point, and I'm going to incorporate my salt. Now I am building up flavors and of course my curry powder. And I am going to grate just a little nutmeg. Just a little. Too much is just going to throw your jollof rice off. Just a little, and ooh, it has a way of softening this rice, adding a lot of flavor and aroma, and your rice will just be delicious, and you know that there is something different there, but just a little. Okay, so I am building up flavors, and letting this salt and everything fry will ensure that it infuses properly into the oil. Okay. Next, I am going to go ahead and fry my tin tomatoes until it's nicely fried. So this is what we want our tomatoes to look like. Am I with the kitchen? Well, we love to chat while we cook. So if you hear some background noise, that's us chatting away. So next, I am after it has fried, and how you know it's ready is the oil has separated from the tomato puree. I am going to go ahead and add my blended tomatoes and peppers and onions at this point. So we're going to give that a quick stir, and we're going to cover and let that bring it to cook for a bit. Look at the gorgeous rich color of this dish already. You know what I mean? Some of you have been asking, how do I cook my jollof rice without it getting burnt? Just keep watching. This is how to do it. So now it has cooked beautifully. The oil has risen moderately to the top. So at this point, I am going to go ahead and incorporate my chicken broth and stock. Just look at that. This is a lot of flavor. You can use beef stock if you have available, but this is fantastic. And I'm going to add more water. Another tip about cooking your party jollof rice, make sure you have a pot of hot water either in your kettle or in your pot close by, because we are cooking this food with a little water and on low heat. So you want to see that you have hot water to add. Never add cold water. You're just going to end up with real soggy jollof rice. So I went in with more seasoning cubes, of course, and I added some thyme at this point, and I am going to introduce my jollof rice seasoning at this point. Yes. So you want to add this seasoning and be cautious with the salt, because the seasoning is spiced enough already, so it's sweet on its own. So we're going to give this a gentle stir until all of our ingredients are well combined. Friends, this jollof rice, ooh, It's so good. It turned out amazingly delicious, and I make it this way all the time whenever I want to give out food, and the reviews have always been amazing. Look at what our rice looks like after it has strained. It's soft, it's flaky, it's almost like dry rice, but it's already soft enough, perfect to cook. Just look at that. Already soft. I can chew it as it is. So while my water has come to a boil like this, at this point we're going to incorporate our rice into our jollof rice mix. Ooh. So this is where it gets tricky. Once you incorporate your rice and give it a stir, you want to go ahead and lower the heat. We're going to cook this on low heat because you can see the water is not so much and we do not want it to burn. At the same time, we want to end up with soft jollof rice but not soggy jollof rice, okay? So we stir all of that until it's well incorporated, and we're going to go ahead and cover with our foil paper. Now, somebody was asking me, why do you cover jollof rice with foil paper? The reason is simple. Because we are cooking on low heat, it has a tendency for the heat for it to burn, and it has a tendency for the heat to escape when you cover with a regular pot. But we want it to we want to trap the heat. That's why we cover it this way. Make sure to go back and check 2 to 3 times for your jollof rice to make sure that it's cooking nicely, the water is sufficient. So this is how you check. You scoop from under gently and make sure that whatever water is on top floats to the bottom. And then now I'm going to taste, and I see that okay, I need to add some water. So at this point I am going to come in with my piping hot water, and I'm going to add it gently at different spots so the water can float to the bottom. Okay, we don't want our water on top, we want it to get to the bottom and cook from the bottom up. So now I added my water, and I prefer to do it this way. The reason is it is better to add water than to end up with too much water in your jollof rice. So this is safe, because too much water, it means you might have to go and scoop out the water, it might mix together. So this is safer and I like to take the safer route. Okay, so after cooking for about 40 minutes on low heat, I went back, and after adding all the water, I went back and I am going to increase the heat. It's a tricky something, but once you do it 1 to 3 times, you're good to go. So I'm going to increase the heat because at this point I want it to get smoky. So I'll cook this for an extra 15 minutes and our jollof rice is done. Look at this wonderment. If there's a word like that, gorgeousness. Ooh, look at all that heat. Ooh. So we're just going to go in and fluff all of that. We're going to fluff it out gently. So the essence of stirring is to fluff out your rice and just release all of it. I tell you, by the time I served this rice, the blessings that came from all those people, it was worth all of the effort. And guess what? Cooking Nigerian jollof rice, party jollof rice, is not difficult as well. It's easy and very quick and delicious. So I've scooped out what we are going to enjoy in the house, and we are going to serve the rest to our people because we want to give them a special treat for salad. So here we served with some salad and plantain, and of course our chicken and our fresh orange juice. Thank you so much guys for watching.